Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of the Buckle This podcast, the podcast that's just abnormal enough to survive. My name is Drew. Joining me, as always, is Josh
Hello.
and Cole.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
All right. So first, what would you guys like to talk about first today? There's a lot of stuff on the list
A lot
for
of
this
stuff
podcast.
out there since we had the holiday and things going on in lives. We got a lot crammed into this podcast, but I think we probably should acknowledge the fact that Stan Lee has passed away since the last time we got together.
Yeah, definitely.
And what a big impact he had on all of our lives as, creativity and all that. I grew up with comics, all of us did. And Spider-Man was the one Marvel guy I used to read a lot, and the X-Men, and Captain America. And coming home from school and stuff, Cole and I used to always watch the animated Spider-Man show.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a big part of the culture of us growing up. And nowadays, comics and stuff are much more popular than they were.
Yeah.
But, it's just crazy to see how people remember his life. Like, if we're going to revert to him being back to the comics, where the newer generation is going to revert to his cameos in the movies and all that. And it's just weird to see everybody's different reactions since he was around, for 95 years?
Yeah.
So everybody remembers him a different way. It was just kind of crazy to see that. But that was my thoughts on the whole thing.
Yeah, it's just a huge loss. You think back, towards the Silver Age, Gold Age comics and stuff. All the characters he came up with is just unbelievable, and how they're still around today. It was sad that some people were a little bit, mocking the whole Stan Lee comic book thing after he passed away. I know a couple people were Hollywood types, celebrity types, and whatnot, but not all of them. Just a few bad eggs. But comic books, especially nowadays, they're not so kid-oriented anymore. A lot of them still are, but some of them are very, cater to the people our age and whatnot. And he was a pioneer, so it's heartbreaking that he passed, and I'm glad that his legacy will live on in the works that he has created, though.
Yeah. I think you'll be hard-pressed to ever find anyone who's ever created more things that will be remembered as long as Stan Lee. Like, I would not be the same person I am today without him and, people, the characters he created. And, this is hundreds of years from now, people are going to be reading Spider-Man comic books, it's insane. Just the way he changed how comic books are. There weren't many comic books that were written, with the complexity that Stan Lee, he took these characters very seriously. And that wasn't anything you saw nearly as much before. And it's crazy to see how many characters he's made that are still relevant. The things that are made 40 or 50 years ago just are not relevant nowadays, almost ever. But just so many things, everything he did is just, it's mind-blowing.
It is. Very much so.
He definitely belongs on the Mount Rushmore of comics, along with the Superman creators, because obviously they created the whole genre.
Yeah.
Their genre or whatever. And then you could add other people in there like Jack Kirby and them, but it's anytime one of those guys goes, it's it's a big deal.
Yeah, it hits hard.
And I saw people post things online that I never would have thought they would even know who Stan Lee was. But I think some of that's from Big Bang Theory too, because
Big Bang Theory, part of it.
I doubt she ever watched a Marvel movie in her life.
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
And then even Kevin Smith movies. I mean, it's Mallrats. I mean, that's epic too. So yeah, it is amazing that reading people's stories about how exactly he has affected others. It's cool. It's like one of those legacies that, man, I wish I could be somebody like. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people want to be actors or sports figures and whatnot, but what he did is beyond that. I
Yeah.
mean, like you said, this is stuff that he came up with years and years ago, and not only is it relevant, but it is flourishing today.
Mm-hmm.
That's just really cool.
And so much of what he did, like, I think he created Spider-Man, like, what, when he was in his 40s? Like,
Yeah,
it was just the second half of his life he did this stuff. Like, it's crazy.
before that he was a war vet.
Mhm.
It's he awful lot of things that he's done in his life.
Yeah. He was
So-
as cool a character in real life as he was, like, just the
Yeah.
characters he created.
Yep.
But yeah, he was a big part of it, and we'll miss him. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what kind of creative people can. Obviously, we're not gonna fill that void, but hopefully, creativity doesn't die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully some of this newer generation could come up with some stuff, and for the next generation. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah, definitely. Keep the torch going.
Exactly. But while we're on the subject of comics, I might as well skip ahead to the Disney and comic stuff. Might as well make it flow. There was some surprises for me. I was surprised that they're going to do a Falcon and Winter Soldier miniseries event. I think
Yeah.
it could be. I think it could be pretty sweet, though.
Definitely.
I like the idea of where this Disney Plus is going. I think the name is garbage.
I didn't know that was the name, and I'm now very sad.
Yeah,
that it
it's
isn't.
Disney. That's why. That's Disney with the plus sign.
That's right.
I just think that I'm like, wow, that's
It's like hashtag, even though it's pound sign.
Yeah.
You paid someone to
What
come
do
up
you
with
do?
this?
yeah, that we got all these consultants going together, these ad agencies and
Some
stuff. and this is
genius
what
goes, I got it.
Yeah.
The boardroom full of people, and they were all impressed.
it's a plus because you get to pay money. They should just put Disney $. But I like that's what they should have done. They could hire me to do that crap. I like the fact that they're gonna expand on some of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think now this is just my opinion. Like most of the stuff is my opinion, but I don't think either one of those characters could hold a series on their own. I think it's good that they'd be doing something together.
Yeah, well, they're a lot of fun on the screen together too.
Yeah, I think Falcon might be a little bit more charismatic. He might be able to hold one,
Mm-hmm.
but together, I think the series could be good. And it sounds like it's just a mini event, so I don't know.
Right.
If that
That'd be
means,
pretty cool. I think it has potential.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For a mini one, I think it's probably 4 to 8 episodes or something. It
Yeah,
can't be
I think
huge.
usually the max is usually 6,
Yeah.
but
Then they have Tom, I can't even say his name, coming back as Loki. I don't know
Yeah,
how
Tom
long that
Hiddleston.
how long that series is going to be, but that should be.
I love Loki.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think that should be sweet. I don't know where at in the timeline it's going to be, but I hope. I mean, it's got to
It's
be.
got to be prequel, right?
Yeah, I would think it's
gotta
got to be
prequel.
before.
There's so
course,
much
it could always-
stuff before with him and Thor you just want to see, you know.
Yeah.
It could always jump around too.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
it could go in between Thor and Avengers, even.
Yeah.
in
That's
that
true.
little gap.
Mm-hmm.
but
there's this-
I think
Good.
that's going to be a fun one to watch.
Mm-hmm. There's a Scarlet Witch one coming too, right? That one didn't get canceled, I don't think.
I don't believe it got canceled. Yeah.
Okay,
It should be. I don't. Can she hold a whole series? That's my question. I mean, they're gonna have creative writers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know her acting other than those movies, so I don't
Mhm.
know. I just.
The character in general, though, how they've had her in these movies, I'd be kind of hard, but
She does have a lot of complexity that I think they
Yeah.
could reach. They just haven't
yeah,
I
they
think
just
they haven't time to
touched
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would agree that they haven't touched much of it yet, but maybe they're saving it for this, I guess.
Could
yeah,
be.
Could be. I mean, people are gonna be buying. I'm gonna subscribe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well, Star Wars have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, so
I got it linked in with the missus, and well, the kids can watch their kids shows.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be on there,
I'll
but
just-
it's all about me, really.
I'll just give up eating or something to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do I really need
Yeah.
to get gas to go to work,
No,
or I mean, come on.
Choices. We got it.
Mhm. Tough
Yeah,
decisions need made.
Exactly. But I'm looking forward to those. We'll get to Star Wars stuff later, but I think this Disney thing is going to have enough content to come right out of the gate with.
Definitely.
It's
That
not
should,
gonna-
yeah.
It's not going to feel like they're paying you for future stuff.
Yeah.
Or you're paying for future stuff.
Well, even like CBS it's if it wasn't for Star Trek
Yeah, I don't know.
Discovery on that, I don't know what.
I don't know what else is on there.
Yeah, I
but-
couldn't
There was
name-
there was like one show that was like a sequel to The Good Wife or something.
I saw
don't
today
know.
on Facebook they have like a free trial and you get to watch some football games that would be like out of your area or something.
No, well, that's
But I don't know if that was legit.
we
or-
just use our local channels. Go Browns.
Yeah.
by the way.
And yeah, I don't know how they'll do that, but I'll be buying the Disney thing. And I see that I don't watch the show anymore because I couldn't stomach the first 8 episodes. But Agents of Shield's coming back again.
Thank God.
Yeah.
In this regard, they kind of closed off some of the story at the end of this last season because it was this constant, are they going to renew it or not thing. Every TV show has. Well,
Mhm.
they took it upon themselves to actually try to seal up some storylines. That being said, season 6 is going to start here in January or somewhere in there, that time frame. But now the fact that they've renewed it to season 7, that is off the table now. So they're actually have the ability to start new storylines that can last a couple seasons, as opposed to, they're trying to wrap it up every season.
Mhm. Yeah, playing it a little safe, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
some of those shows have filmed like 2 endings because they don't know.
yeah, because they don't know. Yeah, they don't know what's gonna happen. So
Mhm.
Like X Files, they always
yeah,
you never know if it was going to end. The series is going to end,
Yeah.
or if it's not going to end. So they filmed multiple
yeah.
every contingency.
The only bad news on this is that Greg Clark may not return.
And TVs too.
Agent Coulson.
Okay.
But if you watch the end of season 5, you'll understand why. So
Oh, okay.
it's
I assumed you watched it, Drew.
No, I want to catch up on it sometime, but there's so many CW shows to keep track of that I've lost track of Shield.
Yeah, we're going to
Agent-
shortly.
yeah. Agents of Shield's one of those where if you stuck through all the hard times in the first start of the series, then it got exceptional. It got well after the fact,
Can
and
you
a lot of people jump ship after that. But
can you skip the first couple of seasons?
probably,
And-
I would say that once the Winter Soldier storyline kicked in, that would be the time to start watching it, which was season 3 or something like that, I think. But that was, or near the end of season 2. Then it kind of follows somewhat into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Never fully goes in because they say that these are one and the same, but it's really not. It's kind of a shame that Marvel doesn't tie it in more with the movies, but
It's a perfect opportunity. too.
it is.
And
But
just-
for some reason, Disney and Marvel won't let it happen, I
You could
guess.
just feed each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
So
what do I know?
the Winter Soldier stuff tied in well with it, but then like this end of season 5, nothing is mentioned during the whole. This show went on past the Avengers, but they never explain anything with Thanos or anything like that going on. So it'll be interesting to see how season 6 starts in regards to that whole debacle.
Yeah.
So
'Cause you would
it's-
think some of them would have to have
correct. Yeah.
finished.
But
You would think, but
We'll see.
I was surprised it was still. First of all, I was surprised it was still on. Second of all, I was surprised to see the headline that they're renewing it for season 7. I didn't realize it's been that many seasons.
Yeah.
But good for them.
Mm-hmm. I think last I
Somebody's
saw of
watching
that
it,
was
yeah.
Ghost Rider when he was in it.
That was an interesting tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
That whole little portion.
Yeah.
Was it? Please tell me it wasn't the shitty Nick Cage one.
No. It was the new Ghost Rider from the comics. I don't remember his name, but
Okay, because those movies were awful.
I only watched the first one, and I probably lost 10 years of my life, and I decided the second one was too costly, and I couldn't do
I
it.
pretty much
Too costly.
I pretty much watched the first one because Sam Elliott was in it. And he's
Yeah.
a badass. But I the second one I didn't bother with because I can't. It's like no way, not happening. I mean, I like skulls and chains and fire and motorcycles as much as the next guy, but I couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to sit through a sequel.
Mhm.
That's sad.
Nick Cage needed money.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I love Nick Cage, but man, that was a bad movie.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it was awful. And I don't know what they
Could have been worse. He could have been Superman.
Yeah, could have been.
So
Every time I hear about that, it makes me want to gag.
You've seen the pictures of him in costume, right?
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately.
I don't know who thought that was an idea.
I don't know who thought it, but Tim Burton, I think. Wasn't it Tim Burton?
Yeah, it was Tim Burton.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've tried to push
Yeah.
so much of
Yeah.
that information out of my brain permanently, but it hasn't
Yeah.
worked.
That's the curse of my life, Drew.
These things never leave our brains. But that was almost a perfect segue to the DC universe, though.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, how about that? What'd you think about the Ewan McGregor playing in Birds of Prey?
I think that could be cool.
I think
He's Black Mask,
anything
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything with him's got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the high ground.
He's
isn't
got the
he?
high ground.
So
He's got.
anything with it's gonna be high for me. So
The memes to come out of this movie are gonna be solid.
yeah, they gotta be.
Uh-huh.
What they named it? I can't remember.
Oh, it's a really cool. It's actually a cool title. I need to look it up.
Yeah, it's
I
just really
enjoyed it.
long. Birds
Yeah.
of Prey, something Harley Quinn.
It's very vague.
Yeah.
But
Emancipation of.
It is called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
there you go.
See, I
See?
was somewhat. That's an old man memory right there.
Yep, there you go.
And I held it together for the most part.
I'm proud of you, Josh.
Yeah, I'm proud of me too. Darn it. But I like the title. I don't know. That doesn't roll off the tongue well. Like if it was at a movie theater, hey, what movie are you gonna see? Birds of Prey.
Yeah, people are just gonna say Birds of Prey, I'm sure.
Yeah. But I think it's gonna be pretty sweet. I don't know much about.
But in regards to Harley Quinn, I mean, it needs to be complicated. I mean, that's
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know who all the people are in it though. Like, I'm assuming it's a big villain group, right?
Yeah.
Harley Quinn I think is the only villain, but then it's Huntress, the Question, and is Batgirl in it?
Did the Question? Did he pay royalties to the Riddler for using the question or the question mark or
Probably not. He's probably very mad
or-
about this.
or does he not run around with the question mark? I
He
don't know.
doesn't. He's got no face, or she's got no face.
Okay. I don't know anything about the character, so
Hmm. Back in the
I
Golden Age or Silver Age or something, it was a guy, and now it's Renee Montoya, who I think used to be a detective, I believe.
Montoya,
Yeah. Yep.
the one that used to run around with Bullock.
Yeah. Yep. That's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
This
When
guy-
you said he used to be a guy and became a girl, I didn't know if he was a.
No, it was like a transition thing. Yeah, it was a different character.
Identifying as a girl. I didn't know. I thought
Yeah,
maybe
I know it's hard to keep up with
today's world.
comics today.
Yeah, it's got Harley Quinn, Huntress, Black Mask, Black Canary, Cassandra Cain, and the Question.
And then you have Ewan McGregor, or Ewan McGregor's Black Mask. I don't know anything about that character, but
Just
He must be
standard
the-
mobster stuff, I think.
so is he would he be the big baddie, or was
Probably.
a standard mobster gonna be enough to be a big baddie?
He's a cool standard mobster. He's basically Ghost Rider with a black skull face and then a white suit.
All right.
That's all you need to know about the character.
No motorcycle.
No motorcycle.
Okay. Wait, okay, so you have to weigh that out. You minus the motorcycle, but you're plus Ewan McGregor.
Yeah,
That's right.
So,
in a
there
cool
you go.
dapper white suit.
Yeah. So I guess
Kingpin style.
Yeah.
I guess I can live with it. Then I could live with that. You've been paying attention to any of the DC news for this Arrowverse thing?
A little bit, yeah. Batwoman's costume's sweet, and they cast her very well, I think.
I Is she gonna be her own show, or is she?
I think
just-
they filmed the pilot or something, and they're waiting to see how the pilot is received, and then they're gonna
Okay.
decide if to do a show or not.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I just been seeing a lot of previews for this Elseworlds thing,
And then December, coming up
Mhm.
here.
and
Looks really cool from what we've seen.
it has me interested.
I knew it would.
Their crossover stuff's usually pretty darn good.
It is, yeah. The regular shows can be really good or can be truly terrible, but the crossover
Yeah.
is pretty consistently at least solid.
The black suit Superman looked pretty
Mhm.
sick. Looks
Yeah.
like he could put some weight on. I know black makes you look thinner, but he's very thin.
Mhm. And the funny thing is, like, if you see like a shirtless picture of him, he's very built. It's just he's
Yeah.
not like a thick dude, you know.
Yeah. Then I saw him hanging out with his mom. I guess it's not his mom, but the new Lois Lane in the picture. But she sure looks like she could be Martha Kent. The
Oh,
picture's not
gosh.
flattering. I can't. I'm not gonna get over that. I'm gonna.
Oh, I know
hold
you
that.
won't.
Yeah, that's one of those things that's just gonna eat at me. But but the goat. Did you see this week? I saw it last night. Whatever the guy's Emil, what's his name? The guy who plays Arrow.
Oh yeah,
Something
Stephen
Amell.
Amell.
Stephen Amell. He just tweeted, and it's him sitting at the table with Tom Welling and Michael whatever Lex Luthor.
That's pretty sweet.
They're sitting there, and he goes, "Big things happening." But I just saw the thing yesterday.
I did not see that. That's
The-
that.
Yeah, so you have to see if you can look it up. So
You just gave me goosebumps, Josh.
that's what I'm here for.
Because the weird thing is, they
Right.
just cast Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We'll get to that. Just, right now, you're crushing my hope. But the rumor, everybody's all pumped that maybe they could bring these guys in the future on the show.
Right.
But there's also a possibility because they're sitting at his office, and the office thing has his coffee brand in the background or whatever. So they're afraid that it might just be a tease
It probably is.
for his coffee.
Right.
But yeah, there's a picture of them sitting at a table together,
Hmm.
and I'm really hoping that a lot of people didn't quite care for Smallville. I mean, it was a Monster of the Week type movie. There's the things I really liked about it, things I did not care for about it.
hmm
But it's like the grandfather, like he's the grandfather of comic books, superheroes.
hmm
And he's also kind of like the godfather of serial television comic book
Yeah,
shows.
definitely.
10 seasons.
Yeah.
And from that, they spun off Arrow, different character, different actor, though. But they spun those things off. So,
Right. They have a lot to owe to Smallville, regardless of how
Yeah.
anybody likes the show, you know.
Yeah. So I would like to
You'll
see.
never find a better Lex either.
No,
That
No.
he played that role perfectly.
No. When I saw that they casted John Cryer or whatever, I damn near lost my shit. Like,
I do think I've not seen him in anything, so I've got no horse in this race. But I do think comedic actors generally translate to drama very well, because to be a comedic actor, you sort of have to have different kinds of chops, and just generally they transition well to dramatic stuff. Will he or won't he? I have no idea, but
he was terrible, and he was a lot younger, obviously. in
Right.
Superman 4. But it seems like they just, I don't know.
All I'm
'cause
gonna see him as is the dude from 2.5 Men.
no,
That's all I'm gonna picture when I see him.
You're not going to picture him from Superman 4 as
No.
Lex's nephew
No.
or whatever. I figure that's why they casted him, is because they wanted.
No, I'm just gonna see him as the dude from 2.5 Men.
I'm going
It's
to see him
I'm-
as Walleye or whatever from Hot Shots.
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm going to see him with those. I'm going to see him with those glasses with the fish in them. That's all I'm going to see him as. That's it. That's how I'm going
Oh.
to see him. Like, what the hell? How am I going to take this guy? See him with glasses and a fish floating in his glasses. I forget. I'm pretty sure his name was Walleye. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Or
so.
not Walleye.
Uh,
I can't remember his name. I'll have to look it up.
man.
But I can't get over that look. I can see the 2.5 Men thing because he was on that forever.
Yeah, you played a bumbling idiot on that. That's, I mean,
Yeah, maybe he'll do well. We'll give it a shot. I don't
I
know why
hope he
they're bringing
does.
Lex in. Is Lex coming in to go against his sister? Is that what he's doing?
They tease it often, but I don't think it'll happen until the crossover.
I didn't know what they were planned on doing, or is this just an Elseworlds thing? Or
I
is he
don't know.
gonna be or is this part of the regular season?
They
I don't know.
they worded it as they cast him in Supergirl. So I think he's introduced in the crossover, and then he's in Supergirl, which has been a lot better this season. This show hasn't made me want to end my life. This season's been very good. Last season
It's
was
been-
tragic, but
So it's been good this season.
it's been very good. It's definitely the best the show's ever been, and it's on par with the others now, for sure.
I'll have to binge watch it because, man, season 1 and 2 were. Season 1 wasn't terrible. Season 2, I was just like, okay, where are we going here?
Don't watch season 3 then.
And I couldn't.
Season 3.
It was
Yeah.
yeah. Student films are
Okay.
better.
Yeah.
Student films are better.
Yeah. That's saying something right there.
But this has been a good season so far. No, it's been very good.
What'd you think of
Washout, Josh.
Washout? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta find a picture of that. Drew, have you ever seen Hot Shots?
I've never even heard of it.
Oh, it's a
Oh, Drew.
It's a-
Oh, come.
Freaking
gun,
millennials.
correct? Yeah, you've heard of Top Gun, right?
I have.
You better have heard of Top Gun.
Yeah, I've never seen
This
it, but
is
I've heard
kinda
of
like
it.
No.
Oh, my.
I relish saying that sentence because I knew you guys take it like that.
Ah.
Son of
It was a
God.
good sentence.
Well, this is kind of like one of those spoof movies of Top Gun.
Okay.
Kind of like Tropic Thunder was a spoof movie of all other action movies, and
Mm-hmm.
Robin Hood Men in Tights is a spoof of Robin Hood, and Spaceballs of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that. It's got Charlie Sheen in it. Imagine that, him and that guy that plays Washout go
Yeah.
on and do 2.5 Men together. But it's, oh, you gotta watch it. It's funny. It's inappropriate funny. It's great.
Spoofs kind of have to be. They have to be so
It's-
outlandish, in order to thrive.
I just, before I came over here today to record, I saw that they're getting ready to bring Nightwing into Teen Titans finally, or Titans.
Yeah. I think in the very
This last
beginning.
episode,
Really?
this last episode, I don't know if you watched it or
I have not yet, and please don't spoil it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh. Jeez.
I really want to.
Yeah, Nightwing came and killed everybody. It was sweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
I loved that show so much so far. It has been so good.
There's so many things I got to catch up on, but that's definitely on my list.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I won't be spoiling anything because they pretty much said he was going to be on the show
Yeah.
before the first show that came out.
Mm-hmm. I think they said it, and then they wanted to make everybody forget they said it because they thought it was gonna be a surprise. Then it's like, God, you already said it.
But they kind of led to it, I guess, in this past episode.
Okay, cool.
So that's not spoiling anything.
No. I didn't
Look
think
at
you
this
would.
guy. Just got a picture of this. We're looking at the picture of Topper and Hot Shots, analyzing us Washout. Cole's sending it to you.
Okay.
Send you the link.
Sending you the link. Can you see the fish in the glasses, Cole? Got rid of the bug that was. Yeah, there you go. He looks at. That's what I'm picturing Lex Luthor as now. Except be able to shave his head. I guess I could Photoshop that picture, but
Yeah.
here's a better picture of it. Oh,
It looks like Lex Luthor to me. It's a
yeah,
perfect.
yeah. With the fish in his glasses
Uh-huh,
and water
yeah.
still around there.
Even all the hair, yeah.
That's like that. Like that's supposed to intimidate Supergirl. I think not. Like what the heck? But I guess he's got to have work too.
Shots fired.
Hashtag John Cryer needs a job.
We're gonna be on his no-fly list pretty soon too.
Yeah, what the heck? We get banned from every other game, so we might as well get banned from his Twitter.
Oh dear.
But for comic stuff, that's all I had, except for George R.R. Martin is going to have 2 comic series or 2 graphic novel type series on Hulu. I think
Another legion of fans upset That Adam.
Yeah, because he's too slow in writing stuff. Yeah.
At this point, I hope he never writes the last book just to make these people more mad.
Yeah.
That would just make my day, because he doesn't owe them anything. He
No,
owes them what
they-
they've already got, and that's it. He doesn't owe them more, you know?
They get really upset.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, man, guys, the guy has other interests. Like,
Yeah.
he'll get if he gets time to get back to it, he'll get back to it.
Yeah, he's an actual human with an actual life. Like,
But whatever he's planning for this Hulu series is enough to be 2 different series.
mm-hmm.
So he must be characters he created a long time ago. Maybe there's books out there I don't know about, but
I've got one of his book of short stories. It's pretty cool from what I've read. I'll read anything that guy does. He's good.
he's good. But
Mm-hmm.
is he good enough to hate on because he hasn't finished
No.
Game of Thrones? he's something else. And plus, he's helping with all these prequels and stuff.
Yeah, yep. He does a lot of
helping.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how he can have time to do all that crap, but
Mm-hmm.
he's not the only person out there that creative that's juggling so many things.
Right. I think most
So-
people, like, they burn out before. Like, James Franco used to be in, like, a crazy amount of stuff, and he said, like, how he'd sort of burn out, and he's had to pull back from how much stuff he does, and I think a lot of creative people are like that, so it's impressive that Martin's been so involved with stuff for so long.
Now,
lately.
is James Franco saying that or really burn out?
That's what I was but I don't know about that guy.
I like Franco, but I can see where he would put you off, for sure.
He's
He's something else.
He is something else. I've only seen him in a few movies, but
Mm-hmm.
he's not my type of thing that I get into.
Yeah.
I saw him in a terrible one with Natalie Portman, Danny McBride.
Well,
or
that's
whatever.
supposed to be terrible, Josh.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Which one's that?
Just like the interview
Your
was
Highness or
supposed to
something.
be terrible.
The what one?
The interview.
What interview?
It's the one that North Korea got all upset with.
Oh, I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah,
Is
they-
that him and that Seth Rogen? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
they
Yeah.
pulled it off.
Yeah.
North
was-
Korea was going to go to war with us over it. You know?
Yeah. It was enjoyable enough.
don't
I wouldn't
know.
call those movies,
Hilarious.
like, good, but they're good at what they try to do, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know anything about that guy. He was in some stoner movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in a lot of stoner movies. Pineapple Express.
Yep.
That's the one I was getting
Yeah.
at, but wasn't he in one of the Spider-Man? Wasn't he in the Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
Harry
he played
Osborn.
Harry Osborn.
Oh, that's the Toby. Was that the Toby Maguire
Yeah.
ones?
Yeah.
Oh, what a shit show those.
He was a good Harry Osborn, and I reject the statement.
Wow. don't even
I will
know.
fight you.
And his stock's going
Now,
further
Drew,
down.
I want you to watch those movies again
I have recently, in the last
and
year or so,
fo-
all 3 of them.
and focus just on James Franco on TV.
Okay, the 3rd one, he was weird. Everybody was weird in Spider-Man 3. but-
Weird.
yeah.
Weird.
Very weird.
It's like, dude, you got a paycheck for doing this? Like, it's like he showed up. He just squinted through his lines and read it. You know?
That's probably what it did.
With that Franco smile the whole time.
Like that number 2 when he finds out Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Spoiler alert, everybody. Anyway,
Yeah, that's like an 80-year-old.
he's just like, oh god, you know, he's just so. It's like, oh, dude, like you could act a little bit more surprised than that. Like, just you know.
I disagree with everything being said. I refute these statements.
Well, he's terrible. All those movies in general are pretty terrible. But I can't. Those are one of the big things that turned me off of the Marvel or Sony movies at the time, like, or whatever the hell it was.
I did enjoy the second Spider-Man series much better.
I've only seen the first one,
And the second one's one of my favorite movies ever made.
the one with Jamie Foxx and
Yeah, that was so good. You're allowed to not like it. It's totally cool. I'm totally not mad.
I just think of the important thing when he's just like standing up on that stupid railing and stuff. It's like, oh my god, that park scene or whatever when Harry and Peter are together.
Mm.
It's just like, this is so terrible. Yeah.
I don't plan on going back and watching it. Got too many, too many other things to watch.
You're missing out, Josh.
I am. It sounds like it. Sounds
You're gonna
like
die
it.
not
Listen,
fulfilled one day.
I'm missing
Have you
out
not
so
watched
much
it?
they switched to another Spider-Man.
Honestly, though, the marketing on that movie was terrible. The way they marketed that movie was an utter tragedy.
God, and then Rhino.
Oh, that was so funny. Him as Rhino was one of the strangest decisions I've ever seen in my life.
That's one of the big reasons why I didn't watch it.
He's in the movie for like 2.5 minutes.
Is he like-
But it defines that movie though. That's it.
I don't know.
It does. I mean, Rhino's gonna kill this little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, everybody! He doesn't kill kid.
That's
But
a
it's just
shame.
like, oh god, a big robo suit. Oh god, so terrible.
Whatever happened to that one Sinister Six movie we were supposed to be doing? Just gave up.
They
on
gave
that?
up on that, Josh.
Yeah,
I think
that was before Marvel got Spidey back, kind of.
Kind of.
borrowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on borrowed time.
We'll leash you out for a little while, Spider-Man. He's
Until Marvel shows you how it can be done.
just like
And
See,
then-
and I
and then-
hated Spider-Man: Homecoming, mostly. Didn't like it.
he's almost like a Spider-Man at this
Oh,
point.
you mean Iron Man?
So Spider-Man at this point is pretty much like a high-paid escort from Sony.
Yes.
So Disney.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hopefully he washes his mouth.
Oh God.
Before he kisses his job.
Oh wow.
I can't.
But hey, we're into the movies now. Movie news.
So many people are gonna be so mad at all three of us.
I'm so glad. Yeah, I live off.
I live off of that.
It's my favorite part of the movie.
All right. I was excited for the Gladiator. When I heard the Gladiator sequel's coming out,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty pumped, and it's going to be about Lucius. I don't know him not following the path of Maximus, but yeah, it's got to do with him and him looking up to Maximus. So I think it's going to be pretty sweet. Plus Ridley Scott's doing it again.
Well, I'm wondering how that would work because Lucius was, he should be.
He should be like 20 now, 30
Well, he
now,
should be Caesar or close to it now, right?
I would think.
I have
Because
nothing
it wouldn't
to
go.
go ahead.
It wouldn't go. It wouldn't go to his sister. It'd go to him or his
Yeah.
mom rather,
Oh,
because that's not how the Romans did that.
well, I don't think that one was historically accurate altogether, anyways.
Well,
but,
no, but I'm just in general, Josh.
Yeah, I just think
How could you not have
maybe-
Russell Crowe?
fighting around the world with Russell.
Fighting around the world.
Hey, Tugger.
Hey, Tugger.
Oh goodness.
anything with swords in it, I'm in.
Yeah.
Just count me in. It's
That's a
just
reasonable
like,
stance.
yeah, it's just like anything with marijuana. James Franco's in. So
I'm in.
yeah, so I'm in with the sword thing. Another movie I'm in for is Bad Boys 3.
I've never seen any of those.
Michael Bay sucks.
I agree. This is a statement I can get behind.
Let's start off with that statement right
Yeah.
away.
Disclaimer.
I might run under a 2020 banner or something. Saying, my whole campaign is Michael Bay sucks.
You'd probably get a shitload of votes.
Oh goodness.
But Bad Boys, the first one, I loved it. Anytime it's on TV, I will stop if I'm just surfing through channels and say it's commercials for a football game or not Browns, but any other football game. And I see that's on, I'll stop and I'll watch that movie. Bad Boys, first one. Second one, long time wait, and I thought it lived up to expectations. You get a little bit more of the Michael Bay flair in it, which
Special effects.
yeah, but they're not so obscene that they don't belong in the movie. I mean,
It's not like the last Transformers set where
I never saw the last one.
authorities were concerned that he really was going to blow up Stonehenge. Like,
Yeah, I didn't watch any of it. Yeah, I watched the first Mark
yeah.
Wahlberg one, and then I stopped.
Ever since I
Yeah,
watched,
They were all, yeah.
yeah, ever since I watched, I think it was the third one, and I realized every single shot in a Michael Bay movie is the same dynamic moving camera shot. I just haven't been able to stomach any
I
of them.
lost
I can't do
interest.
it.
See,
I lost interest once Shia LaBeouf went to Robot Heaven.
Yeah, he
That's-
was the only good part of those movies. That guy's awesome.
That was
I'd
number
watch it.
2.
I was gonna say I'm lost. 'Cause-
Robot Heaven. He went to Robot Heaven for
Mhm.
about 2 minutes.
Did he?
They took him out
I don't
back and
remember-
got rid
I
of him.
remember Megan Fox running through the desert.
Yeah, that
That's the
happened
second
right
one, yeah.
before that.
That's
right,
all. That's
right before he dies and goes to Robot Heaven. So
Brain
you must have been switched off at that
Yeah.
point. You must have been.
I was thinking of the different. Oh wow! I should
Robot
just shut
Heaven,
up.
though. That's
No, Bad Boys 3. Oh, Bad Boy back to Bad Boys 2. I think I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right because hey, it's me. And I think that's the first time Michael Bay used that road that he has the camera go around the actors.
Uh-huh.
You can't see me right now, but I'm moving my fingers.
he's moving his
around.
I'm
finger
picturing
around
it,
around
yeah.
the microphone.
So you might hear some super speed stuff, but I think that's the first time he used that camera, and now it seems like he has to put it in every single freaking movie he does.
Oh, that's what Drew just said.
Yeah, every single scene.
Yeah.
It was the first one I rewatched like a year ago, and I was just like so mad halfway through. I'm like, every single shot is the same. I'm furious.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bad Boys 2 is the first time he used it.
Uh-huh.
I think he may have used it in Pearl Harbor when they
Of course he did.
first. Yeah, well, Pearl Harbor.
Speaking about historically inaccurate movies, let's just move along.
and the thing is with that shot, it's a cool shot, and it can have some weight behind it. But when you do it every single
Yeah,
shot of the movie, it has no
yeah,
weight. You know?
You can't overuse it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you understand that that's a pivotal point in a movie when they do that crap.
Yeah.
But you can't. You're not surprising anybody at that point when it's
Yeah.
over and over and over.
It's supposed to just be a tool in your toolbox and not like a jack of all trades shot. You know?
Yeah. That's the two that I'm really looking forward to. Those two movies. There's the new Saint movie coming out. You guys probably don't remember the Saint.
I've never heard of
but
it.
It was a book. I don't remember how long ago they were written. Books, I believe. And then it became a TV show in the 60s with Roger Moore before he became James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
It was that's kind of like where he was found to be James Bond.
Right.
And then back in 1990s, they had Val Kilmer played the Saint. Critics hated it, but it found success with the movie audiences.
That sounds
I
familiar.
personally, yeah, I know. I personally went to go see it because of Elizabeth Shue, because at the time I had a huge crush on her.
Here we go.
So that's why I went to go see it.
Megan Fox, Elizabeth Shue.
But-
Let's
That's a
keep
good
going.
trend.
Well, you should be such a trend. But that's going to be played. It's a possibility in talks to be played by Chris Pratt. So that'd be pretty cool. if he
Yeah,
gets
Chris
into it.
Pratt's always a good choice.
Yeah, I'll watch
Can't
anything
really-
with him.
Can't really go wrong with him there.
Mhm.
And that's one of the ones I'm really looking forward to. If they make it happen, it's not confirmed yet. There was a couple other shows coming out. Cole, you mentioned to me.
Super Mario Brothers coming out by the studio that made Minions. So I'm actually pretty.
Minions.
So is it going to be CGI or is it going to be?
Yeah, it's not going to be like the original Super Mario Brothers movie. It's not
Whatever
gonna have
that was.
Dennis Hopper or whatever is, Koopa, and yeah, that was just horrible.
That was some
Grandma-
strange
I'm
drug
pretty sure
trip.
Grandma Nancy took
Yeah,
Danielle and I and you to it.
yeah. Back in the day,
Yeah.
yeah, terrible movie.
Terrible movie.
terrible movie that I own because
I don't think
I have to because it's just
because it's NES or because
Well,
it's Nintendo or whatever.
Super Mario. I'm a Luigi man myself, but but I just I think it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Fans have been asking for an actual. See, Train's even
Yeah.
guys in making a comment now.
Yeah.
The hype train is real.
That's right.
He's the movie too.
But fans have been asking this for years of whether it be a show or
Who's been asking?
Nintendo. It's Josh. Calm down. Mario fans.
Real fans, Josh.
Yeah,
God.
real thing. Apparently.
We don't talk about the poor choices Nintendo's made, but the fact that they've actually allowed. This is what the problem with Nintendo. They're so hell-bent on keeping their stuff to themselves that they are afraid to give it to somebody else to actually do something.
Yeah.
I think it would be super sweet. Like if this has success, what's to say they won't do one for Zelda then? After
Yeah.
that, or Metroid, or I just say it has the potential to be huge.
Mm.
Yeah.
So weren't they talking about a Zelda series a few years ago and it just fell through?
It fell through because Nintendo is very picky about
Yeah.
what they're. I mean, all they really need to do, I think, would be for Zelda just do Ocarina of Time as a movie would be phenomenal.
Mm.
But this opens the door for Nintendo to finally maybe loosen up a little bit and let their product be out there and let somebody else take it for a little bit to see what happens.
Yeah. Nintendo is so, like, watching them make decisions is like being in a time machine. It's like the decisions people would have made 20 years ago. And they're just always so behind.
Yep. So that's why I'm excited that they actually, instead of trying to do it in-house or something, they're actually giving it to another studio
Right.
to do something. And I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
I always loved Mario. If I ever get in the Nintendo Switch, the only purpose would be for Super Mario Go-Kart, and Super Smash Brothers. That'd be the only thing I would ever get in Nintendo.
I have 2 of those 3, and they're very fun. I don't have
There you
Super
go.
Smash Brothers, but Odyssey and
That'd be the
Mario
only thing
Kart's
I
good
could
time.
play too,
Yeah.
because it's the only thing.
Oh, and Zelda. Sorry, Zelda people.
it's also very good. Yeah, people were already mad at
Don't-
you. I could feel them.
Yeah, that's why I had to correct myself. Jeez.
maybe a Diddy Kong game or something.
No,
too, but-
Josh, just stop. Just
The
stop.
best of the Kongs.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong.
Didn't they make a Diddy Kong
take-
Racing back in the day?
Take your stupid hat off. Yeah.
I don't
But his hat
remember
is
too
very
much
cool.
about Nintendo games. The original games, they don't stand out to me. Super Mario Brothers, those were cool. I didn't like Zeldas. I just wasn't for whatever reason.
I didn't get into the Zelda games until 64. That's when
Metroid, I could play. Who was Mega Man on? Was that Nintendo?
everything, Sega,
Everything.
Nintendo. It started off Nintendo and then it went to Sega.
I didn't mind playing Mega Man's a lot, but there's not much. I don't necessarily.
They're just beloved characters that you
Yeah.
could do something with.
Right.
That's- Smash Brothers now, it used to be all Nintendo characters. Now it's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, now it's whoever they can afford to license.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I mean, I hope it's a success, like you said, so other things can
Yeah.
branch off. But,
Yeah.
You know, Nintendo, like you said, that Nintendo's so behind on things that.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Well, this could have been huge if they did it 10 years ago, and that's they've waited so long that
It's definitely Nintendo fanboys
yeah.
keeping Nintendo alive, to my opinion.
Yes.
Because
So
I
the
don't
Wii
hear
U
any-
phase, yeah, definitely.
yeah, I don't hear any kids that I'm training now ever say, "Hey, what system do you have? Do you have a Nintendo?" No, none of them, not one.
No.
So I mean, hopefully this works. But
I just want the movies, Josh.
yeah,
That's all I want.
that'd be cool. A CGI or animated game movie would be better than a live action game movie
Yeah.
for the most part. So.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's kind of like remaking The Lion King. It's CGI. Live action, excuse me. Live action.
Yeah, I watched that
In
trailer.
quotations. You guys can't see me doing it, but I'm still doing it in quotations. Live action.
Like I saw the trailer for it and it looked alright, but it
I
just
saw
looked
the
like-
trailer
looked
for it and I was like, this
just
is
an exact remake.
Yeah,
It
and
It's
looked
the
like it was-
exact-
shot, yeah.
remake of the original Lion King.
yeah, like there was no. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So you're telling me it's no different.
I'm sure that I'm sure there's going to be little differences in there. But based off of the teaser, which is probably the point, but based off that teaser, that was you're watching
Yeah,
the same freaking movie.
I won't
Mhm.
watch it anyways.
I never cared much about Lion King back in the day when I was a kid. The only Disney movie I really cared about at all was Aladdin. I freaking love Aladdin for some reason, but
I don't remember too many Disney movies. Lion King, I remember that because that's the one almost made me tear up because James Earl Jones
That's
died.
because you can't watch it ever again.
Yeah.
And I'm being dead serious on that. He will not watch that movie again because of that moment.
Yeah, I almost teared up.
What other movie can't you watch?
Forrest Gump because it made me almost tear up. Anything with the dog dying in it, and I can't really watch.
yeah, I Am Legend, man. That's rough.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah.
Yeah, there's dog movies I can't handle when they die. I'm a softie like that, I guess. So, to each their own. But yeah, I saw that trailer and I was like, I didn't get excited to get depressed. It's just like
I like that reaction.
The one thing that I took off of it is they to do Mufasa again.
Yeah.
That was the highlight of it for me.
even to be honest, when I watched that trailer, I watched it one because
You
James
pictured
Earl
Darth
Jones-
Vader in it, didn't you?
Yeah, I pictured him getting ran over by a bunch of other things. But no, I watched it because of James Earl Jones, and I watched it because of the director, because I want to see
Yeah.
what he's going to be able to bring to the Star Wars thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you say his name again, Josh? Just for old time's
Oh, I
sake on
can't
this
wait.
podcast. Let's
John
do it.
Favreau.
Oh, God.
John
That's exactly
Favreau.
correct. You should say
I
it
don't
like
know
that
what-
always.
I don't know what the hell the heck his
We
name
go
is.
through this every podcast.
Favreau. John
We need to have like
Favreau.
what
We went over this before too. You wanted it broke down for you.
I need to
well,
make a
we
You
need to
sound
have,
clip.
you
we
have
need to
a phone. Break it down.
we
We
need to
talk
have
about
on
it.
the screen right there, so I have it in syllables or whatever, so I can read it out. Or what are they called?
I'm just
Dictations
gonna put
or
a
something.
thing right on the wall
You
here.
should.
Just a piece of paper
And have his
broke down.
have his stupid face up there too, so I can look at it and be like, "That's the guy that's gonna bring Star Wars to Disney Plus." That's really the only reason why I watched Lion.
So now that I have to bring this up. Do you suppose that we have an issue in the movie world right now or TV world? Can you sue somebody for, discrimination for being too short, Josh?
I don't know what are we talking about.
Talking about Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you can sue these guys or not, but when the creator of the product says you're too short, like for the Jack Reacher series, I really enjoy the books by Lee Child. Our dad loves the books. Now there's like 20 or 30 books, and he's read them all. I don't know how many times. Tom Cruise played him really well in the first movie. However, the second movie wasn't the greatest. The first movie, this character is supposed to be 6'5", 250 pounds, and you're having him played by a 5'7" guy. It's they've come out and said that they're going to create a TV series as opposed to the movies, and I'm hoping it's on Netflix or one of those places that's not like USA that has the shooter and it's commercials and stuff. I'm hoping it's one of those pay streaming services.
Mm.
But they said that he's finally listening to fans, and because the fans aren't happy with the physicality of Tom Cruise, because when this character walks into a room, you're supposed to be intimidated and everything else, and Tom doesn't have that physical stature to bring that character to life. Now, this guy's taken unprecedented action of asking the fans to help him cast Jack Reacher.
Oh no, that's gonna be an utter mess.
Yeah, I'm hoping they cast somebody that can. I'm hoping that the input is that they cast somebody that can act,
Yeah.
because it's going to be very, very hard to find a 6'5" big guy that can act. Because most likely you're going to have to pull out a wrestler or somebody along those lines, or a former football player or something.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
But I'm really hoping, for the sake of the show, they get the right guy, because I'm really excited about this if it takes off, because that character is an incredible character in the books, and I'm hoping this Jack Reacher series hits it out of the park, because when it came to the movies, I was like, all right, finally on the big screen. Now I don't want people to forget about him and he just gets shoved to the side.
Mm.
I want him to be the real thing. it's gonna be sweet. It's got to be sweet.
It better be
Because
sweet.
I like it. Yeah, unless they want hashtags from me, they better make a good one.
You can go lightning round and finish up Battlefield 5, or
Yeah, I'm cool with however we do it.
I just didn't know if you wanted to go through the Star Wars stuff real quick, and then
We could refigure out how to pronounce Favreau.
there you go.
Good. Okay, we'll go Star Wars, and then we're gonna go Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones will be brief because Cole hasn't watched them, and there's not much to say yet. So we'll go. I guess I'll go Game of Thrones real fast because I'm talking about it right now. Game of Thrones. April 2019 is the last season of the Game of Thrones, and I can hardly wait. It's a perfect birthday present for me. So it's gonna be sweet to watch. You're all caught up, right, Drew?
I am. And I'm unbelievably excited to watch it all over
Yeah,
again leading up to April.
Exactly. I'm starting right around Christmas time. Right after Christmas, I figure I'll have a couple days off. I'll probably have a 4-day weekend that weekend, and I'm gonna binge watch that and over New Year's because I have no life. So I'm gonna binge watch those, and then we're gonna go straight after that. I don't know how long, but then they have this prequel coming out that's supposed to take place 5,000 years earlier.
It's a lot of
So
years.
it's not gonna, yeah,
That is a lot of years.
I guess it's not going to have dragons or the Targaryens, but they did cast Naomi Watts, who's, she's been in King Kong and I don't know what else, but she should be a good actress for it. I don't know who the characters are even going to be yet, but I'm pretty excited about it.
Mm.
And the running title is The Long Night. So I it's got to have potential because he's involved. Like we said earlier, J.R.R. or George R.R. Martin is involved, so it's gonna be sweet. And that's all I had for Game of Thrones. That one was gonna be quick.
Star Wars, we have Shadow of Vader comic series will never see the light of day officially, which is disappointing.
That is
Yeah.
disappointing. That goes back to a few podcasts ago when we mentioned Chuck Winning being let go by Mark. I thought they'd still come out with it because they already had 3 of the comics done, it sounded like. But apparently,
PC culture.
the PC culture, they're shelving it. But, it's their loss because it sounds like the fans are really interested in seeing Vader. So,
Mm-hmm.
our show with John F.
John F.
Do you just send you the phonetics for this?
Yeah, you might have to. John F. He's been really releasing a lot of stuff lately. I got to see some like footage of the show being done. I don't know if he released it or if people were just fans were there recording on their phone or what the deal was. But then they announced that Pedro Pascal and Gina Carrino, the former MMA fighter, are going to be stars of the show. In addition to other people being rumored like Carl Weathers and those people. But it's
Good old Apollo Creed.
it's going to be shaping up to look good because that guy that's playing the lead, he was in Game of Thrones. I forget what else he was in, but he can act. So I'm pretty excited about that. Anything Star Wars, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to jump in on this rapid fire Star Wars. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going.
There are rumors of the Death Troopers on the Mandalorian as
Yes.
well.
Some of the things that they showed in the still photos and those cameras, the possible fans
Yeah.
cameras, there's stormtroopers there, and then right next to them, it looks like Death Troopers.
Wait.
So it's based on the movie Rogue One. Those Death Troopers are with somebody that's important.
Correct.
So this leads people to get way out there to another guy that wears all white that happens to have blue skin,
Oh boy.
that happens to be in the Outlands or whatever, the Outer Rim or whatever, or the Unknown Regions.
Josh, just control yourself.
Yeah. People are thinking that maybe they're protecting Grand Admiral Thrawn. And they're
I
saying
can feel
that-
Josh vibrating right now.
Yeah. He's got a smile on his face right now and everything.
I never mind. Never mind. So I'm really stoked about that. In addition to that, they announced that Cassian is going to have his own series. I forget the actor's name, Diego Lima or something like that, or
Could be
Diego
interesting.
Luna, I think.
Luna.
Could be interesting.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be a spy thriller.
Yeah. It could be. I mean, yeah. It
I mean, it's
had
gonna
its
show him-
potential. I loved Rogue One.
Yeah, it's gonna have to show him doing secret.
Yeah. which is what he was doing at the start of.
Maybe it'll show some of the assassinations he alluded to.
Yeah,
That'd be
pretty
sweet.
cool. Yeah.
So I think they have potential there. I know a lot of people were really excited, and then you have the small group of people that really, I could fit in either camp, but a lot of people were upset that it was not the Old Republic related stuff.
Yeah. Well,
But
I voiced my opinion on that on previous.
I'm sure that'll down the road. They have
They have
you
to.
pay $4 billion for something.
They have to.
You're gonna-
Disney, you have to.
you're gonna milk it for all it's worth. But all that's happening next year?
Yeah.
That's
it's
when that
gonna be-
Star Wars
yeah.
Galaxy Edge is coming out next year.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to make a trip to Florida.
Florida.
Or California.
Yeah. Have to.
I have to. One
Have
of the
to.
two. I mean, you got to. It's just it's like, you know, after hearing that John Williams score for it,
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I have to. I mean, it's just
Pretty sweet.
they already took my money, so. So that was it for the Star Wars stuff. Now we
Some gaming news. We got PlayStation will not be at E3 in 2019. I'm not sure that anyone was really. E3's kind of fading, it seems, and
Yeah.
you know these studios keep posting their own stuff now. So
yeah, I'm just wondering if they're gonna have their own like
I assume that Sony will have their own gig at some
PlayStation
point.
Day.
Yeah,
or Play-
I think they already do have their own.
yeah,
thing.
that's what they said. They were going to focus on that instead of E3. I think.
Yeah.
Because I imagine at some point soon they're gonna have to announce the 2020 for the next console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just gonna wait till next
Yeah.
year and pop that on us.
Diablo Mobile was announced.
The day the internet officially lost its mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. That watching those videos of the fans booing the developers, just outright booing it for like 10 minutes straight, and then they get fans up there and get questions, and I'll never forget the one guy gets up there in the red shirt, and he's like, he goes, "So is this an out of season April Fool's joke?" And the developer's mouth he's just speechless. Like you can just tell that he had no clue what to say. People getting up there saying, "So, is this only on the phone?" They're like, "Yeah, it's mobile." And he's like, "So I can't use my $2,000 gaming rigs?" Yeah, these people put all this money into the rigs and they can't use it. And what they did wrong, what Blizzard Incorporated did wrong, is the guy got up there and said, "Well, you guys all have phones, don't you?" And the way he said it is like, okay, you're kind of patronizing somebody, but two, you should have just rolled with the punches.
Well, Diablo was for the computer, though.
Yeah.
That was the, you know,
Now I understand they're possibly making a Diablo 4 on the computer.
yeah, but still.
Yeah, they're working on
But-
it. Yeah.
But you don't. I don't think as a developer or whatever, you don't, or whoever you have up there as your mouthpiece, you don't say those type of things.
He's not wrong though. Like,
No, but it's not a good look for your company.
no, but I think I don't know. At some point, I feel like people have to punch back these obnoxious fans, like, or else it's just gonna be endless of people just complaining to complain. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but I get tired of people complaining and having no repercussions for just whining incessantly. So
Yeah.
I kind of chuckle when people just fire back, and then the people who whined the first get butthurt. That kind of
Yeah,
makes me
but,
happy.
You know, I guess going along with that, did Fallout 76 actually release or not?
Yeah, yep, I play it. I like it.
Oh, did it?
It's there's a lot of
based on
bugs,
what I'm
but-
reading, it's not doing.
Yeah, it's certainly not selling well, and the internet
It
seems
re-
decided.
They released and then they re-released it with a patch,
Mhm.
which is I guess huge. But you know, I talked to Adam last night, and he said if it drops another $5, if it gets down to 30,
If it gets down to
if it gets down to $30, he might buy it. But 35, he wasn't going to spend that money. For 30, he might buy it.
Yeah, I read an interesting article about it today on they were saying if the studio is actually even going to risk even fixing it.
They
Um,
better.
what do you mean?
That's supposed to be $60 on the damn thing.
Well, they're trying to decide if they're going to cut their loss.
Yeah,
Sounds like,
That's
which
less-
is depressing, but
yeah. Because I enjoy it. I've got probably 25 or 30 hours in it so far, and I've
would
played
think-
more of it if I hadn't had to grind through other games to get stuff done.
for work and stuff.
Yeah.
For grind through other games like Battlefield 5.
Mm-hmm. I've got 22 hours in that so far.
I've been pretty thrilled with it.
Yeah, it's been so much fun.
I have see a lot of people, including friends, that say it's garbage or whatever. Yeah, but for me, it's been fun.
I've had a
Mm.
blast.
There's a few things that it sounds like that I don't like that they're gonna fix.
The bombers.
The bombers in particular, especially after
We
last
won't
night.
we won't discuss last night.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, that was
bullshit.
awesome.
Yeah, the bombers were terrible. The spawning in when you're trying to set up your stuff,
Oh,
set up your customization,
Mhm.
but that's just a change. If the only other thing that I could possibly want changed is get us into squads of 5,
yeah, that'd be nice.
but
Or if not squads of 5, at least make it so if you have to split your squad up, you can get in the same game.
Yeah.
Super
Well,
easy.
yeah, like get in the same game super easy, and like if you make a platoon, or like if platoon members were a different color. That way, I don't want to have to be
Yeah.
able, like, if I can't spawn on you, whatever, But I'd like you to have a different color so I know who I'm looking at,
Yeah.
That'd be
And
nice.
Josh and I were discussing too, and then if you do that, if you're in the same platoon, theoretically it should still carry over as like squads where I can revive you
Mm-hmm.
if I'm in the same platoon as you.
That'd be an
Not
advantage to having a
not
platoon.
necessarily squad,
Yeah.
but your platoon mates should still be able to revive you.
Yeah.
and they made a big deal about there's gonna be platoons or whatever, but I don't understand. They haven't done anything with it.
I think
You know what I mean?
they seem to have released half the game, so maybe
Yep.
they'll release more things like platoon related later. I don't know.
I can see why some people haven't spent the money on the game yet, being it's only half the
Yeah.
because you have this huge patch coming up with this other map and play mode, and then down the road you have that play mode where they do the battle royale.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I could see where some people might be holding off until they're. But the problem, I mean, it's not necessarily a point to holding off because you're buying it and it's free. All that stuff's going to be
Yeah.
from you, so you're going to be getting it.
Mm-hmm. And it's not
So-
like there's no content in the game. I mean, the game's got twice the amount of content, in my opinion. Battlefield 1 freaking did at launch.
Yeah.
People spent $60 on that polished piece of garbage.
I have to look at my
Amen
time,
to
but
that.
I may have played. I probably already beat this time wise
Mm-hmm.
compared to Battlefield 1.
I'm having a blast with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just the we were playing that, complaining about the bombers, but even, dude, I had so much fun last night. Even with those bombers lighting us the hell up, just to hear it coming in, and we
Uh-huh.
it's like, obviously we're trolling there, getting a little irritated with us in that area, but I mean it was still pretty cool.
It's one of those-
It's one of those games where I can sit there and laugh at myself if I die.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
been a long time since I've.
In most games,
But-
you're getting destroyed. It's an awful experience,
Yeah.
but you get destroyed in that, and it's still a good time.
Last night was not the night to stream, though.
No, yeah, I didn't stream last night.
A lot of foul language.
Yeah. Once we start streaming, we might have to reel that in. Well,
Yeah,
but speaking
I'll
of
try.
which, to almost get to the wrapping up point, is you're streaming again after you're back online.
I am. Very happily.
It's been a blast. I enjoy
has.
streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy when it's not me on the screen, but I like contributing
mm-hmm.
to the streaming. It's just
I.e., throwing a grenade at yourself.
yeah,
That was such a good time.
yeah. It's so much. Because I just like to piss people off. So I can't wait till we do some more of it.
Definitely. I want to get
Down
a
the road.
schedule up in the next week or so. Like, once I figure out what I can and can't do,
Yeah.
like, just time-wise.
down the road, hopefully I'll get Twitch back up and running. I mean, I have it,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I'll stream, but I'm not gonna get any screen or anything like that. Maybe down the road we do this podcast streaming.
Right. Could just coming out with a thing too, where it's got like a multi-stream thing, where like someone can pull up a page and have multiple streams on the page. So if you did, we could have like both streams on the same page if people like pulled it up, right? Which could be cool, seeing both
Yeah.
perspectives.
That'd be sweet. Well, I'd have to get a better gaming position than me
Yeah.
laying on the floor.
Well, if you didn't want to, you didn't have to
Be
have
like,
like
me
a
looking
webcam.
like that. Be like me with the guy in South Park playing WoW.
yeah. he showed up to one of those BlizzCons once at a costume contest, and they had that guy. They had that guy dressed just like it. He pushed out this mobile computer out there. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. But that's all I had for today, Drew. If you guys
Nope.
had anything else, or...
Nope.
No, I'm good.
All right. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, let us know in the comments. If you have any questions, you can email us at bucklethispodcast@gmail.com, or you can tweet any of us. Our Twitters will be in the description. And we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.